It's 10 trivia questions on famous duos for Patreon subscriber Pate Hogan. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show and having some fun with me and your brain and your ears and maybe your eyes, I guess, if you're watching this clip just pass you by on YouTube today. Thank you for checking out the show. If you like trivia, you're in the right place. I use a lot of these trivia rounds at my live trivia nights all over Southern California and Northeast Tennessee, and I just separated my website. So at the very top, you used to be able to just click on weekly shows. Now it says TN weekly shows, and it's a black button, or CA weekly shows, and it's a red button. So it'll take you right to all the events where you can RSVP and see all the locations I have and all the current dates through the end of the year. So I put them all in there through the end of 2023. So it should always be up to date. And if any ever get canceled, I'll make sure to remove them from there from time to time. Shows canceled for various reasons. But there you go. You can find it all at triviawithbuds.com. At the very top, click on Tennessee or California weekly shows. Today's episode is called Famous Duos. Got to name these different teams famous for different things, some fictional, some real, all for Pate Hogan, who is a Patreon subscriber. You can be a subscriber too for $5 and a monthly donation. You get to pick a topic every single month. And we are off to a great start here with some topics from Chris Arneson, like barbecue. That'll be coming up later this week. We had Dean Bratton do animals. President Franklin Pierce is on the way for Donald Fuller. Rick and Morty Season 6 was yesterday's episode for John Burke. Leslie Gerhardt wants a whole round on Neil Diamond, who I don't know too much about, so that'll be fun to research. Pate Hogan, famous duos today. Skiing and U.S. ski team for Ryan Ballantyne. And I will send you an Excel file where you can, a Google Sheet rather, where you can go put in all your topics for the whole year, every single month, whenever one comes to you. And I will try and record that for you, lickety-split, as they say. But before we get into today's episode on famous duos, here's 3 warm-up questions. What drink laced with floating balls of goo came in flavors like pineapple, banana, cherry, coconut? Now, this sounds like a boba tea type thing, but it's actually Orbits. If you remember that crazy drink from the 90s and early 2000s, Orbits, that was what they were looking for. The next question here, what Beastie Boys debut rap single was named for a Carvel ice cream cake? That is the single called Cookie Puss. Cookie Puss. If you know Carvel cakes, you know they have that mascot, I think a whale? Is that a whale? Cookie Puss? I forget. Maybe it's a cookie monster of sorts. I didn't grow up with those cakes, but I know what they are. And your final one here, what video game film adaptation was set to star Cameron Diaz until she had to bow out with a broken wrist? That was Mortal Kombat. What if that was the rest of the podcast? It was just like an April Fool's episode where I just did that for 5 or 10 minutes. That would be disappointing. Mortal Kombat for the answer there. It is not April Fool's. It is Pate Hogan Day with this episode on famous duos. And we're going to jump into those 10 questions right now. Here we go. Famous duos. Question number 1. They were a couple known for bank robberies during the Great Depression. Number 1, they were known for their bank robberies, this couple, during the Great Depression. Number 1. Question number 2, they were Andy's 2 favorite toys. Number 2, they were Andy's 2 favorite toys. Number 3, they had the last names of Campbell and Algar in a 90s comedy film and its sequel. Number 3, they had the last names of Campbell and Algar in a 90s comedy film and its sequel. Question number 4, It Ain't Me, Babe, and If I Were a Carpenter are songs by what country duo? It Ain't Me, Babe, and If I Were a Carpenter are songs by what country duo? Question number 5, they had the 90s rap hit Jump when they were kids. Number 5, they had the 90s rap hit Jump when they were kids. Question number 6, they are parodied as Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons. Number 6, they are parodied as Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons. Number 7, Harrison Ford and Peter Mayhew. Number 7, Harrison Ford and Peter Mayhew. Number 8, they were twin siblings on The Rugrats. They were twin siblings on The Rugrats. Number 9, the most famous of the Osmonds. The most famous of the Osmonds. Number 10, these Lakers won 5 NBA championships together starting in 1975. These Lakers won 5 NBA championships together starting in 1975. And the bonus question for 2 points to close out famous duos, the old guys in the balcony on The Muppet Show. The old guys in the balcony on The Muppet Show. Those are all your questions for famous duos. We'll be right back with the answers after this. We are back with the answers to famous duos trivia. Let's see if you got all 11 pairs of people correct. Here's number 1. They were a couple known for bank robberies during the Great Depression. That was Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde, first movie my parents saw in theaters on one of their first dates in the late 60s. Wow, long time ago. Number 2, they were Andy's 2 favorite toys, Buzz Lightyear and Woody. Sheriff Woody and Buzz. Number 3, they had the last names of Campbell and Algar in a 90s comedy film and its sequel, Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World, Wayne and Garth. Number 4, It Ain't Me, Babe, and If I Were a Carpenter are songs by what country duo? June Carter and Johnny Cash. June Carter and Johnny Cash. Number 5, they had the 90s rap hit Jump when they were kids. That's Criss Cross. Criss Cross. Number 6, they are parodied as Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons. That's Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry. Number 7, Harrison Ford and Peter Mayhew were Han Solo and Chewbacca from Star Wars. Number 8, they were twin siblings on The Rugrats. That's Phil and Lil. Phil and Lil. Number 9, the most famous of the Osmonds, Donnie and Marie Osmond. Donnie and Marie. Number 10, these Lakers won 5 NBA championships together starting in 1975. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson. And the bonus for 2 points, the old guys in the balcony in The Muppet Show, Statler and Waldorf. Statler and Waldorf. There you have it, 11 questions on famous duos. Thanks for playing along today. Hope you had a great time passing some time in your car, on the treadmill, walking the dog, wherever you listen to podcasts. Your fact of the day to close out the episode, the musician Bob Dylan wrote 17 known drafts of his cryptic 1983 song Joker Man before deciding on the final version. 17 known drafts. That's a lot of time and work for old Bob Dylan, Robert Zimmerman. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. And we'll see you next time for more trivia with Buds. Cheers!